Some of the pictures you're seeing, you may see some of the gentlemen with wreaths on. They're the ones who've been declared winners of the nominations exercise for Jubilee. Silas Tiren, the current MP of Moiben constituency, regaining that seat or ticket, I should say, on the Jubilee Party, and hopefully once we have good sound from them, we'll talk about it. So those are pictures from Eldoret and Moiben specifically, where various races have been announced, including one for the women rep position, where Gladys Boschole also took that particular seat. So we'll return with sound from there, but let me just introduce some of our guests in studio who are with us. Joy Mudivo, our governance analyst, joins us this hour alongside Danson Omari. Joy, let me begin with you and take you back to Siaya and Kisumu. These are two areas where we've seen such confusion, you know, where you have one returning officer declaring, you know, a certain candidate, aspirant winner, and then another one coming up, you know, with a separate result, etc. And this confusion in particular plaguing ODM. Talk to me about the, you know, the sort of appeals process and dispute resolution. Do you have confidence in, you know, the way ODM will handle such contention, and that this is something that wouldn't lead to significant rifts where we've seen such divide?
From what I saw yesterday when we were dealing with Migori, when Acting Secretary General Mizani came out and she said how they are trying to handle the disputes is by, one, doing it internally, setting up a committee, a subcommittee if you would like, to go and have a closer look on the ground, make recommendations so that a decision is made, with the emphasis being on consensus for precisely the reason you're saying, to try and manage the fallout. Now, if it was just Migori, that would be something that would make sense. But now seeing all this popping up here and there, adding gubernatorial races and parliamentary races, what the supporters we've had of Mr. Ouda saying is what was staring ODM in the face. Outright rebellion. People are getting to a place where once upon a time, if party leader gave you the thumbs up, it was almost guaranteed that you're being shepherded towards victory. But people have come to a point where they know what it is they want. Over and above that, if anything we can learn from the turnout is that people are actually interested in the outcome and the processes. That's why people could wait in a polling station till 3 p.m., stand in line till midnight to vote, and then go home and come back the next morning to await for the results. So ODM is staring at something in the face that is going to be, it's a poison chalice. Because let me just put something out there. I don't know how this will come out, but Lord help us. Because we have a phenomenon for a long time we have had in ODM strongholds, where there's been this Raila mania. So if you're pro-Raila, you're pro-Baba, like the gentleman said, from before people worked to prove themselves to be Raila Damu. But now you've gotten to a place where you're seeing a new phenomenon coming out of Raila fatigue, where I have done everything for the party, I have laid everything on the line, I have done what I thought was the right thing, and I'm still not getting a credible outcome despite trying to endear myself to the powers that be. This time round, one thing I know for certain that we will see, there'll be a very large number of people who are running as independents who will actually trounce the preferred candidates of these big parties. Because I think we have come to a place where democracy is not yet mature, but has matured to a point where people are looking at leaders rather than party as being the primary reason why they're selecting one over the other. But
Joy, is there really going to be Raila fatigue to the extent that even when you hear these complaints, people are being very cautious in terms of where they apportion the blame? They're making it very clear. It's not ODM, the party. Yes, we are loyal to Raila, but we're taking issue with cartels operating within the party. They've been very selective in how they speak.
Of course, they have to be careful because you do not want to spill all your beans. But when somebody says, I am pro-Raila, but when it comes to this seat, we will advise him to run as independent. What he has said is, we respect whatever, we respect the party leader, but the position that is being perceived as being pushed from the top, we do not think is a decision we're going to stand by. So they tell you, we'll give you the presidential vote, but this man you've selected here, we are going to trounce him.
Right.
At the end of the day, what you end up with is an embarrassing situation where, which is the problem that Kibaki had when he, in his second contested term, where yes, you're in charge, but majority of the people who you're working with are from your adversaries. So you're unable to articulate what you need because you don't have the numbers to give you what you need moving forward.
Right.
So in this particular instance, it's not enough to be the perceived preferred candidate from ODM House. People on the ground have a say, and they're making their voices heard. You've heard it said it over and over again. The voice of the people is the voice of God. They have already given themselves the power, and they're not willing to give it up.
Okay, we're going to cross over now back to Eldoret. We still celebrate